Hello everyone, my name is Shai, and today I'm reacting to some more Hua Chenyu. This time it is a new song called You Have to Believe This Is Not the Last Day. I do believe this is a song that is dedicated to those fighting for the coronavirus at the moment. Also, small update, if you noticed already, I currently have a little ankle compressor. I also have this like icy patch thing on my ankle. I crisscrossed applesauce in my last Hua Chenyu, video, and it just wrecked my ankle, so I definitely going to get this checked out soon. But anyway, yes, new song, You Have to Believe This Is Not the Last Day. It's a song I believe dedicated for those fighting the coronavirus. This is on Singer 2020, but obviously because of the coronavirus they have not been filming with an audience, and they have been obviously limiting who probably how they film and whatnot. So regardless, I'm actually very intrigued and very excited to see how this song goes. So without further ado, this is Hua Chenyu, Singer 2020, singing You Have to Believe This Is Not the Last Day. Here we go. It's a mood. Wow.
羊肉西葫芦馅饼，还有小米粥，等你回来吃啊。
我好想你。
Oh my gosh. Even if I couldn't understand a lot of it, I could just feel the emotion. And oh my gosh. To ease this emotional tension, I just want to point out that the carpet that Hua was standing on, I could not help but think that I have something similar back in my home, in America. But oh man. Obviously, as everyone knows, the coronavirus has now become a pandemic. Obviously, it's now affecting almost the entire world at this point. Italy has it worse now. America is probably starting to get up there. Korea kind of has started slowing down a bit, but some cases have popped up here and there. But obviously, it's a real thing, and for the love of all that is good, people stay inside. Only go out when you need to. It doesn't matter if you will recover fine. It's about those around you. Those who have diseases that cause them to have low that causes their immune system to be weakened. For those who are elderly and whatnot, you know, compromised immune systems and all that. Like, I definitely would probably be one of those, like, compromised immune system people, because, like, when I was younger, I had pneumonia. I was very sick when I was little. I don't know how much that will affect my life, but I definitely know for sure that ever since especially I came to Korea, I've gotten sick way more easily, but I think that might have just been just me getting used to the germs here in Korea. But regardless, my immune system might be a little bit on the weak side. So it's not about whether or not you can recover, it's about can those around you recover. So please stay indoors. If you need to go out, only go out if you absolutely need to. Like, you need to get groceries, or like you need to, you know, do something that is essential, like work, or, you know, get groceries. Anyway, I have found some lyrics for this. I'm gonna go through them. So first, Hua Chenyu composed this because he keeps an eye on the recent corona outbreak, which should not only happen in China but also other countries. I will link this blog that I'm looking at in the description below. He wishes his song is able to give strength to the audiences, especially those who are battling with corona. So here's the lyrics. So, the sky of evening twilight is so beautiful. The light under the sunset is reflecting on the white wall. After all tears just falling down, the stiffened smile on the face, scattered memories. It's not a portent yesterday, future so long away. Too much world to have fulfilled. I know you are so in a dilemma, and yet you should learn to make a peace with self, so self-reconcile, because you have to believe. No need to be hesitating, I don't know. Perhaps it would be regretful. Perhaps you have experienced the ebbs and flows. Surprise will come through at the end. Wish us some time, cuddle up. The gentle breeze embraced me, feeling the warmness. It is not important yesterday. You're just a long way. Too much roads haven't been fulfilled, or haven't fulfilled. I know you are so in a dilemma, and yet you should learn to make peace with oneself or self. But because you believe, no need to hesitate. Perhaps it would be regretful. Perhaps you have experienced ebbs and flows. Surprise to come through at the end, because you have to believe. Because a better encounter, give the distant in time. That day is worth to wait for. Eyes filled with Jing Hai, or Star Sea. If someone could tell me what those little messages were at the end, I would assume they were maybe messages of regular people either fighting on the front lines or to their families who are fighting on the front lines. But just hearing those, especially the little girl or little boy's voice, just kind of broke my heart. Because I think I've mentioned this I reacted to, I believe, JJ Lin's song, dedicated to the coronavirus first responders. Like, I've heard stories of, you know, little kids who are waiting for their parents to come home. I've heard the story about a doctor who passed away and he just postponed his wedding just to fight, or he did get married, but he postponed the ceremony to fight this virus. As I said in that video, I'm 100% super grateful and super happy that I'm in Korea. Because from what I've heard, Korea and the United States have actually had a case of corona at the same time. Like, they discovered it at the same time, but we can see who is dealing better with it than the other. So in Korea, as you know, you've seen this in the splint, but I will show a picture of what it looked before. I went to the ER for it because it was just bad. It was swollen, I could barely walk on it, and it was just awful. So I went to the ER with that. I don't have health insurance at the moment because I just moved jobs and I need to sign up for it again. But even without insurance, going to the ER here is pretty inexpensive. Like, the healthcare is super great here. I've mentioned there's a lot of clinics that I could go to for specific things where I can do things for cheaper. Like, I could go to an orthopedics and definitely get my leg wrapped up again if need be for only like less than $100. But for the ER, I went there mainly because it was just like, it was Sunday. I could not wait until Monday when everything else is open. I was just like, I gotta go. So I went there, was in and out of, I was there for like 2 hours, and the whole total amount came out to $400, which is, you know, for some people it's very expensive. But compared to America, going to the ER is like $1,000 already out of your pocket. Like, I was grateful to see how relatively kind of cheap it was, even without insurance. So that was without insurance. Imagine how much cheaper it would have been with insurance. So again, I have the picture of what it looked like before. My little splint was up a little bit longer. So yeah, but I'm also grateful for the fact that the Korean government is really on top of like making sure everybody is informed of like how many cases there are, how many have been cured, how many unfortunate deaths there have been, and if there is a case confirmed, where do they live, what city, like where did they go at what time, how did they go there, if they rode the subway, all that kind of stuff. They're like really, really on top of it. So definitely have been kind of slowing the curve down a bit here in Korea, but like I said, some cases have been popping up. There was a cluster recently in Seoul in the Sonam area, so a lot of people have been avoiding that. It was a call center, but they've quickly, luckily all of them were wearing masks, so not a lot of people were infected, and they disinfected it pretty quickly. So that's why I'm super glad I'm actually here in Korea, because, you know, they're actually doing a lot to slow everything down. Recently, there has been an order from the government to close a lot of like entertainment venues, a lot of like theaters, or like churches especially. There's a church near my place, and it's actually been taped off. So that's how serious they are with trying to, you know, slow everything down. But other than that, it's pretty much life as usual. Here in Korea, we're pretty used to wearing masks because we have, you know, pollution problems. We have like the yellow dust, or the dusts in the air, basically. So we're used to wearing masks. So if we need to go out, we just wear a mask. So that's why it's pretty safe here. But yeah, that's pretty much how life is here in Korea. It's just life as usual. If we need to go out, we go out. We just wear a mask. We have hand sanitizer on us. The only thing that people have, I guess you can say, panic buying is like masks. But luckily, the government has been good in like rationing out. They quickly got a system in place. Although a lot of foreigners are kind of, pardon my language, but they're kind of shit out of luck, because some people just moved here. They don't have like what we call an ARC, or an alien registration card, which is basically your identification card here in Korea. A lot of people don't have that. Like, people like me don't have health insurance, and a lot of us need the health insurance card, so we're unable to get masks. But luckily, they're slowly bringing back a surplus of masks, so we should be able to get a lot of them soon. So all in all, you know, the government has been doing pretty well in terms of, you know, containing everything, and so far it's worked. You know, not a lot of cases have been popping up. We haven't gone over 10,000 cases. We're sitting at a pretty, like, even, like, 8,800 at this moment. So I think we're slowing down pretty well. So shout outs to all those doctors working, to the government officials who are doing their best to, you know, help the people who live in Korea at the moment. And to those fighting around the world, I really hope that you can lessen, like, slow down the curve, you know, lessen the curve, whatever they're calling it now. And I really hope that all of you stay home. I am dead serious about this. Stay home. Go out only if you need to go out. It is literally not about whether or not you can survive this flu. It's about those around you. Do you want your grandfather to live through this? Do you want your mom to live through this, you know? Even there are people, like kids, teenagers that have gotten it. So it's just a pretty bad disease. I don't know what it will take for people to realize that you must stay home. Go out only if necessary. And if you go out and you want to go, you can go out. But just, you know, practice, like, don't be far apart from people. Like, seriously. You don't understand how, like, bad germs can spread in, like, big crowds. And it's like, oh. But anyway, I'm going off in a little bit of a tangent. Just, this performance is so heartfelt. Despite me not understanding fully what was being said, I still felt the emotions, and I cannot help but think of those who are fighting this disease, from the lab technicians to the nurses to the doctors, and then to those who are trying their best to, you know, make sure it stops spreading. And I've heard actually in China that a lot of the doctors from Wuhan have started going home because they have started to, you know, recover. A lot of cases have recovered, so it's started to slow down in China. So all the best to those in China, you know, jayo. To those fighting around the world, fighting. Good luck. We can get through this together if we practice what we follow what our government is telling us to do. So good luck, everyone. Jayo, fighting. Good luck. Let's get through this together. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.